Good morning, students. So let's start today with a new topic in geography, which is natural vegetation. Actually, natural vegetation, what do we mean by this? We know that our world and India is bestowed with a wide range of flora and fauna, and there are diverse geographical conditions based on which we can say that the flora and fauna is distributed in an area. So let's define what is the natural vegetation. Natural vegetation is actually the entire forest which is present in a particular geographical area, and it grows mainly based on the geographical conditions. For example, climate, then soil, type of land, relief factors, so and many other important factors which naturally grows, which helps in the natural growth of vegetation in India. Now, if you describe about the vegetation in India, we will find an uneven distribution of vegetation. For example, northern parts of India having Himalayan forest, southern parts of India having tropical deciduous as well as tropical evergreen forest, western parts of India having thorn forests. So in this way we will find that the forests are distributed unevenly in India, and depending on the climate and other geographical factors, this natural vegetation will differ from one region to the another. Now let's talk about the types of natural vegetation. There are different types of natural vegetation. For example, we can say tropical evergreen forest. What is tropical evergreen? Evergreen means fully green, large green in appearance. This forest is also known as tropical rainforest. Rainforest, they are found in the equatorial regions of the world. So that's why they are known as the tropical rainforest, also known as tropical evergreen forest or equatorial rainforest. So these forests are mainly concerned at the both sides, means they are mostly concentrated along the both sides of the equator. So this is the tropical evergreen rainforest. Secondly, it is known as the tropical deciduous or monsoon type of forest. Deciduous means, why is it called deciduous or monsoon? Because they are found in the monsoon regions of India. Third one, what is known as the dry deciduous forest. Dry deciduous means deciduous has many types like wet deciduous and dry deciduous. This is a dry deciduous forest. Fourth one, we can say it is as the it is known as the mountain forest, mountain or mountain forest. Mountain forests are mainly confined in the Himalayan region or the mountainous parts or hilly regions of India. Then talk about tidal or mangrove forest. Tidal forest is also known as mangrove forest, or it may also be called as the littoral forest, and they are confined in the deltaic regions, estuaries of the rivers, delta parts of different rivers like Krishna delta, Godavari delta, Ganga delta. Now this kind of forests grow profusely, and due to the action of the tides, this kind of forests or trees, they grow. Next type of forest, what we known as the desert or semi-desert. Desert vegetation. Do you know about desert vegetation? Desert vegetation is certainly they are found near the deserts and where there is very less rainfall. And semi-desert means surrounding the deserts there are a number of vegetation group which we call as the semi-desert vegetation. Now let's discuss one by one vegetation what I have stated you from the very early about the types of forest. First classification that I have given you, and the type name is tropical evergreen forest. These forests are actually found where there are the rainfall and precipitation, temperature and precipitation is very high. Precipitation more than 200 centimeter. They are found in Arunachal Pradesh, parts of Meghalaya, Assam, and other parts. And this forest has a typical characteristic that they are fully evergreen. Evergreen means fully evergreen. They are found in mixed strands. That makes it often difficult for exploitation of the forest. They have a thick, dense undergrowth and a canopy-like structure which avoids the entry of the sunlight into the deep into the forest. There are a number of trees. I can give you example like sandalwood, like rosewood, ebony, gurjan, mahogany, bamboo. These are all the examples of the tropical evergreen forest. Along with this, there are many other type of shrubs and herbs also, like the giant creepers. Now the giant creepers, as I say you, these are very well known. They are climbing type of plants. They also grow along with these trees. And next is that it has a multi-layered structure. Multi-layered structure means one by one there are layers of vegetation. That's why it becomes very difficult for the sunlight to enter into the forest, and it has a very damp and moist type of unpleasant conditions between in the forest, inside the forest. The most important examples that you will find of the wild animals, they are present, like you will find different kinds of reptiles family, different kinds of birds, animals like lemur, they are common. Monkey, elephants, they are common in these parts of India. Next one, what we say as the deciduous or monsoon type of forest. What is deciduous? Deciduous mostly found where the lower slopes along the foothills of the Himalayas. If we consider about India, the states like West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Odisha, Karnataka, these are the states where you will find that tropical deciduous or monsoon forest. Deciduous forests, as we say, have different characteristics. What is the characteristic? They are precipitous. They are grown in areas where precipitation is between 100 to 200 centimeter. Teak, one important tree which is known as the teak. It is the dominant species. There are many other type of trees like deodar, blue gum, then we can say sal, sandalwood. These are the trees, and trees have pure strands. Means each variety of the tree, means each variety, a particular variety of a tree is found in around the forest area, and they are very economical. They have good economic value, and these trees, another characteristic is also, I can say you, that these trees have a particular shedding season, means shedding their leaves. They shed their leaves 6 to 8 weeks during the time of summer. So based on the availability of this water, we can divide these forests into two types. One is the moist deciduous, another one is known as the dry deciduous. So now let's describe when we are saying about the moist deciduous. Moist deciduous means these forests are mostly found in areas receiving rainfall 100 centimeter and above, and they are mostly confined in the marshy areas. This kind of moist deciduous forests are grown. Next type that we known as dry deciduous forest. They are grown in areas with precipitation between 50 and 100 centimeter. Parts of the Deccan Plateau, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, parts of central India, southeastern Rajasthan, they are having dry deciduous forests. So you can also read more about this forest by consulting any other article or related kind of books. So next information that I am giving you about the another type of forest, which is known as the mountain forest or the montane forest. What is called montane? Montane means it is, for they are found in the mountains, near the mountains, and they differ significantly along the slopes of the mountain, and on the basis of the height, that is we can classify the mountain forest. So for example, on the foothills of the Himalayas up to a height of 1500 meters, evergreen trees like sal, teak, bamboo, they grow, and on the higher slopes you will find softwood varieties of trees like conifers, including pine, fir and oak, they are found. And at the higher elevation you will find there are other kind of trees like rhododendrons, junipers, they are found. Furthermore, we can say this vegetation has some kind of other type of shrubs and also small type of groups of flora, including the mosses and the lichens. So alpine grasslands also appear in this particular forest type. They are found in the snowfield. So all about this information is I have given you about mountain forest. Next type of forest, what we know as the tidal or the mangrove forest. Mangroves. What are mangroves? Mangroves means those kind of vegetation that grow near the tidal areas and near the mouth of the rivers, near the deltas. For example, we can say Sundarbans Delta, along the edges of the deltas, estuaries, tidal creeks, this kind of mangrove forests grow, and they have the concentrations near the coastal sites. Example: deltas of Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari, and the most famous example is the Sundarbans Delta. As you know, in West Bengal, this Sundarbans is a great forest and included in the UNESCO's World Heritage List because of the most important tree, which is known as the Sundari. And other kind of trees you will also find like Hogla, Goran, Pasur. These are the type of trees grown in this forest, and they have a special type of roots known as the breathing roots, known as new metaphors. Apart from this, there are many other collection of trees like forest wood collection, we can say timber wood, so and coconut that thrives in the salty waters. They are also very famous in this region. Next thing I am telling you about the semi desert. So when you are talking about the semi desert, you will find the different types of dry conditions of the forest that prevail, and it is very important because these kind of forests are mostly grown in areas less than 50 centimeter, rainfall. They have thorny type of structure. They are and they are thorny bushes. They have spines and deep roots that penetrate deep into the soil to extract water. Thorny bushes, acacia and babul, they are found in this region. Date palm, we can give an example. This kind of tree are common in the desert regions. So wild dates that are found. They have long roots and thick flesh. So plants have the special capacity to store water during the time of drought seasons. And this vegetation is found in the Gujarat, parts of Rajasthan, very famous, and Punjab. So all these things, you know that desert vegetation, they have a special adaptation. They can survive in the very dry conditions, and the temperature were 40 degrees Celsius and rainfall is very less, sometimes less than 50 centimeter of rainfall. In such dry conditions, you will find this kind of vegetation grows, and they can easily survive in the drought conditions also. So there are some kinds of very less as concentration or less distribution of animals. They are found like camel, lizards, some kind of snakes, and other particular species of animals that are present here in this region. So all this about, I have told you that forests are various types, and I have discussed you about the different types of forest, and you will find also there are species of the forest like endemic species, like vulnerable species, extinct species, rare species. So these there are many types of species of plants and animals. So it is very necessary to preserve the forests because they are the rich source of different kinds of we say means of our livelihood, our ecosystem, as well as this is a biological hotspot also. Many forested areas are biological hotspot. Why it is called hotspot? Because they are the rich source of different kinds of plants and animals, as well as there is a great diversity in the plants and animal species. So biodiversity is maintained, and if you talk about the usefulness of the forests are very useful to us in every part. As we say that we people are benefited from the forests by different ways like timber, we get the timber collection for our furniture, for medicines, for different kinds of we say the source of the food for the animals as well as human beings also. The fruits we get from that. Forests have different role in the protection of the soil, and also fixing soil erosion. So next thing, forests they help to maintain a very cool and calm atmosphere around you, and we feel a great balance in the heat balance, atmospheric balance. So all this about greatly know that forests are very useful to us, and people in the tribal areas also worship forests, trees like tamarind, like mango tree, then banyan tree they worship, and it is of great value for all of us that Santals, Mundas they also worship this kind of trees. So all about this, and thank you for watching this video, and have a good day.